Rangers come to town with a star-studded lineup that has missed the playoffs 6 straight years. Tonight they'll face a Kings squad whose hard work has made them one of the NHL's biggest surprises in 2003. The Kings and Rangers close out the year at Staples Center, next on Fox Sports Net. Live from Staples Center in Los Angeles, it's West Coast versus East Coast as the Los Angeles Kings and the New York Rangers meet for the only time this season. Hi everybody, Bob Miller along with Jim Fox. Well, this is the final home game for the Kings in the calendar year 2003. With a win tonight, the Kings can move back into first place in the Pacific Division. But with all that's happened in 2003, Jim, you wonder how can the Kings keep it together?
Yeah, they've been hanging on. They've been doing it, as you just said, near the top of the Pacific Division just about all season long. So I think when you talk about the LA Kings, you just have to keep going back to the same thing, that is systematic approach by the coaching staff, the players, the tactics, X's and O's on the ice always seem to be so well prepared. You combine that with a demanding coaching staff, talking about responsibility, accountability. Everyone's always on their toes. So you have a team that's prepared, you're on your toes, you play with some urgency, and you win a lot of games.
Well, talking about that coaching staff, head coach Andy Murray tells us how he feels the Kings have been successful this year.
Well, our hockey club plays hard on most nights, and with the injuries we've had, the poor special teams, and certainly goaltending, as you said, being average at best, our hockey club has competed every night, and that's been a key ingredient. Where we're sitting in the standings doesn't make any difference right now. We're battling for points every night. I don't take any gratification other than the fact that we've got to get 2 points every time we play, and where we're sitting right now doesn't make any difference. We've got to go after them every night.
And for the most part, the Kings have been getting those points. I think you would say that most often this season, the most consistent players have been Alexander Frolov and Ziggy Palffy.
Yeah, let's start with the young guy, with Alexander Frolov. Night after night doing the job. He really has continued to grow at a very impressive rate. The smarts, you notice them every single night. We know about his puck protection and strength, but he does it in so many other areas. The older guy, so to speak, Ziggy Palffy, he is the Kings' go-to guy. He always has been. He continues to do that. But he's doing even more than that now. He's playing a little bit harder in defensive responsibility roles. He's blocking shots. He's on the penalty kill. So you have the young, you have the experience, both guys offensively inclined to put the puck in the net. Both guys, as Bob, you just said, I think the important word, game after game after game after game, very consistent.
This is our first and only look at the New York Rangers this year. They won last night in overtime in Phoenix 3-2, but they are still 10th in the Eastern Conference. The Rangers have not been in the playoffs in the last 6 years. They might be in danger of making it again.
Yeah, the problem with the Rangers, everyone talking about, they had to try, or they were trying to freelance a little bit too much in the past. Now they are playing lately, at least, with a little bit more structure, a little bit more attention to detail defensively. They have the stars, they have the experience, they have the offense. If they can play an all-around game, they'll be more successful.
How many more times will we see Mark Messier? He's going to be 43 on January 18th, and yet he leads them in goals with 12.
Amazing. Maybe that's a good word for Mark Messier right now, because I think over the last couple of years, many people felt that the ice time of Mark Messier would drop off and drop off. He'd become more of a role player. Now, is he the player he once was when you talk about the physical abilities? No, he's not looking to run you over that much. Last night in Phoenix right there, big goal near the end of the game to tie it up. He does have those goals. He's around the puck. He's a great skater, always has been. Very, very important to the New York Rangers.
Well, the Kings have not lost in their last 7 games at home. 4 wins and 3 ties. It's the Kings and the New York Rangers next on Fox Sports Net. Fox Sports.
Santana with tonight's Star-Spangled Banner. The Kings and the Rangers in goal for New York. It's a back-to-back, so UC Markkanen gets the start. 5 wins on the season. Look at the goals against average, 2.32. Last 5 starts, no losses in the mix for Markkanen, so he is doing the job as so-called backup for the Rangers. Cristobal Hewitt, his 10th straight appearance for the Los Angeles Kings. A couple of those in relief of the injured Roman Cechmanek. 1 game below 500 for Cristobal. And you can see the totals with a shutout so far this season, a couple. That man is Mick Magoo. He's being joined by Mike Lego as referees on the lines, Randy Mitten and Ryan Galloway. And right now, with play-by-play, Bob Miller.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. As Michael Camilleri faces off against Mark Messier, and the Rangers have it. And Jed Ortmeyer, a youngster out of Omaha, Nebraska for the Rangers, fires it down the right side. Puck comes to the Kings and up to center ice. Here's Yaroslav Modric. He drives it down in deep, and Brian Leach back to get it. Leach has had a touch of the flu, and he's got a sore ankle, so they may not play him a lot. Here is Straka. His pass deflected right back to him. To Modric at the left point. His drive blocked by Leach. And a whistle on the play, and a penalty for slashing is coming up here.
So the Kings controlling the offensive zone, and it looks like they're going to get a chance to go on the power play, but it's going to be the other way around. So you have, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Yeah, Mark Messier looked around, and Messier gets a lot of respect out there. Andy Murray talking the last couple days. He's in the juggling phase right now because he has guys out of the lineup that are beginning to skate. He has guys in between. He has guys he's not sure of. All of that, he has to juggle the fact that the current lineup has done a pretty good job for the LA Kings. So Andy Murray still going with a split squad as far as the practice. We'll see if the Kings are ready tonight, but always a very well-prepared team.
Ziggy Palffy had been knocked down, but he gets up and has the puck. He gets it to Corvo. His shot deflected, and a save by Markkinen. Puck comes on the left wing side. Held in for a moment. Now back at the blue line by Corvo. Kings on the power play. Led on the power play by Robitaille with 6, but here is Stumple. Stumple along the left wing boards. Early chance for the Kings to get out on top. Stumple up the middle. Palffy, his shot deflected up high, and Corvo hustles over to get it. Corvo put it down in deep towards Stumple. He let it go behind the net to Palffy. Here's Ziggy Palffy with it now. Now to Stumple. Stumple back over to Palffy. Left wing boards. 1:20 left to go in the power play. Ziggy Palffy to Stumple. Now a shot by Robitaille and a save. Taken by Corvo. Corvo into Ziggy Palffy. Back over left side. Modric. Modric shoots up high and wide, and the rebound skids all the way back into the Kings zone.
You know, the Kings very decisive right there. Stick-to-stick passes through the box, side to side, moving around the 4 penalty killers for the New York Rangers. So a good job. Unfortunately, that front of the net presence doesn't seem to be there. So when the shots are coming in, no one's screening the goaltender.
Rangers have the most penalty minute average of any team in the NHL, 19.9, and they take one here early, 28 seconds into the first period. Puck is held in by the Kings. Here is Trent Platt. Platt dropped it off. Leach broke it up, and he cleared back into the Kings zone. 36 seconds left to go on the power play. The Kings have 2 shots with this man advantage. We have just started the game, and the Kings with the man advantage get it up to center ice. Here Trent Platt throws it into the right corner. Martin Straka goes for it. It's batted up into the corner, right side, and now behind the net to Straka. Ranger zone. Straka with it. He goes into the corner. 14 seconds left to go on the power play. Straka trying to dig it out, and it rolled free, but the Rangers bring it up to center ice now, and it is fired in by Tom Poti and wide. Taken on the left wing side now, and the Rangers move it back behind the net. Taken there by Bobby Holik, and the Rangers have killed it in front. Score! Right off the pass in front. Greg DeVries, just as the Rangers came back at full strength, DeVries scores, and it's 1-0 Rangers.
Well, surprise attack right there. As a defenseman, the Kings were not prepared for DeVries to kind of hang around and just be there. Holik goes into the corner. Holik looked up a couple of times. You see the Kings have enough men back into the situation, but Trent Platt just maybe got a little bit too directed at the puck. Sometimes you get focused on the puck. You see 2 Kings with 1 Ranger. Even though, so to speak, the Rangers were shorthanded, DeVries knew to stick around, and all of a sudden he's wide open right in front. The surprise attack works. The Kings getting in trouble in their own zone. Rangers lead it 1-0.
Now the 3rd goal of the year for DeVries, and the assists go to Kovalev and Bobby Holik at 2:33. Here is John Sim down in the corner, checked by Barnaby. Sim had it again for a moment. Now Barnaby for the New York Rangers. So the Rangers kill a penalty and then score right after they got back at full strength. And the Kings trail 1-0. Here's Eric Lindros in deep, and it is touched up here, and an icing call.
Yeah, Avery ended up getting to it now. Avery drops his gloves, and both guys are going to go up. Barnaby and Avery. We'll see that last goal, guys. If you can stop right here, you see 2 Kings going to the same man. That's when DeVries says to himself, okay, I'm going to go to the middle. Again, when you talk about numbers, the Kings have enough numbers, and there is DeVries right in front. That's a quality scoring chance. And talking with Andy Murray lately, Andy's been talking about that situation. He says the one thing that is very concerning right now for the LA Kings is the fact that in even-numbered situations, or that situation we saw right there where the Kings actually had more men than the Rangers, the Kings have not been sorting things out well enough, and they've been allowing chances that way. The Kings coaching staff takes a look and evaluates all different types of chances. Face-offs, turnovers, rushes, things of that sort. Andy Murray says the Kings only give up, on average, one odd-numbered, outnumbered attack every game, so that's not a lot, but in those even-numbered situations, the Kings haven't had any trouble.
Now we have a 4-on-4 skating situation here, and the Rangers with it. And a 1-0 lead. The Rangers scored on their first shot on goal tonight, and that was the goal by Greg DeVries. Puck comes in toward Bobby Holik. He's checked in the corner by Corville. Holik digs it out, sends it on the left side to Ruchinski in front and sent just wide to the left side. Again, Malakhov came in from back of the blue line and had a good chance.
So the defenseman being aggressive for the New York Rangers. They're going right to the front of the net.
Ruchinski with a shot and a save, and the puck thrown off along the boards. Martin Ruchinski with it again. He drops it off in the corner. 4-on-4 skating situation. Here's Brian Leetch. Leetch turning, finding room. Pass in front to Ruchinski. Went off his skate and into the corner. Taken there by Matty Nordstrom. A minute 11 left to go in the 4-on-4 situation.
I know the Kings had one thing on the board, Bob, this morning at the morning skate, and that is defensive zone communication. When you're having trouble, you got to talk.
Palffy to Straka. Shoots. He scores! Martin Straka, after a great move across the blue line by Palffy, and the Kings have tied it up at 1-1.
Ziggy Palffy can buy you that time to become dangerous, and that's what happened. Palffy made the move, as Bob just said, at the offensive blue line, and Straka comes from behind. A little crisscross. The Rangers keep the puck on the outside. Does it slide 5-hole, or does it go on the near side? It's a hard shot along the ice. Look at Ziggy Palffy and the attention he draws. When he was skating laterally across the blue line, he got the attention of just about every Ranger on the ice. That speed from behind in the crisscross, so dangerous, it seems to come out of nowhere, and the Kings tied up 1-1.
Ziggy Palffy gets 9 points in 9 of the last 10 games as he gets an assist. So does Matty Nordstrom. Straka gets his 9th goal of the year and his 5th in 13 games in a King uniform. And the Kings have tied it up at 4:05 of the first period. Back up to center ice, still a 4-on-4 situation. Puck taken away, though, by DeVries, and intercepted now by the Kings. Back in their own zone as Ziggy Palffy back in to get it. He lost it there to Nedved. Peter Nedved swept it away. His pass up the middle, held in by Lindros, but the Kings get it back. And a quick pass to Palffy at center ice. Here's Palffy with Straka. Palffy tried to feed it back, and it's intercepted again. And up to center ice is Nedved. And it is over to Lindros at the right point. He throws it through in front, and scrambling to get to the puck is Cristobal Hewitt, and he hangs on to it.
We're going to take another look at the Kings goal, Bob, again to see how much intimidation Ziggy Palffy has. There's that move he made. Get a stop right here. You see Palffy's just going to kind of lean this way. That's when Straka comes around. But watch the New York Rangers and Tom Poti. He's just going to keep going and following. Leetch really doesn't adjust quick enough, and all of a sudden you have too much time. That shot comes from just inside the dots. That is a good scoring area, especially when you have that much speed built up. And that speed was built up because Palffy just intimidates everyone. They back off, and that's when the speed builds up for Marty Straka.
Ziggy Palffy came into the game tonight tied for 7th in the NHL in assists, and he gets his 25th assist on that goal. Faceoff will be in the King zone. Matty Nordstrom now needs only 1 assist for 100 in his career. And he's had 5 points in the last 8 games for Matty Nordstrom. Eric Lindros on the draw here, and the Rangers have it. Back at the right point. Mironov shoots. It's deflected off the boards on the right wing and taken by Michael Camilleri. Camilleri got it out to center, and Matthew Barnaby broke it up for the New York Rangers. Puck comes to the blue line, tipped across the line, but intercepted. And here's a former Ranger, Luc Robitaille. Robitaille shoots from center ice, and Markkanen with a glove save. And he gets the puck off to Chris Simon. Simon checked along the boards, got it up to Lindros. He got it out to center ice to Barnaby and tipped away from him. Into the King zone. Here is Camilleri dropping it off to Stumple. Now to Holland. Holland got it out to center ice. 14-16 to go here in the first period. Game tied 1-1. Puck slides into the King zone. A pass off the boards by Hewitt, taken away by Barnaby. Looked like it deflected off the referee Magoo, too, and now taken by the Kings, John Sim.
So that's why the fans were yelling and screaming. They were happy.
Sim throws it into the Ranger zone, and back to get it, Tom Poti. Now it comes around the boards on the right side. Leach trying to pick it up, and he does. Here is Leach, moving it to Poti at center ice, and he drives it into the Kings zone. And a icing call against the Rangers, and things a little chippy here at the start of the game.
In behind, Ruchinski and John Sim going at it. Straka ties it up for the Kings.
Andy Murray's Kings unbeaten in their last 7 at home, 4 wins and 3 ties. And the draw in the Ranger zone taken by Robitaille, and in front a shot wide by Palffy. As it comes over to Modry, a shot and a save by Markkanen.
Little extra work there by Luc Robitaille because the Kings actually lost the draw, the dropping of the puck, but Robitaille got there first.
Well, we're introducing the new Kings Slapshot Pack featuring 4 games starting at only $98. Choose from 2 packages featuring great games against Western Conference opponents, including the Red Wings, the Avalanche, and the Mighty Ducks. Plus, you get a free DVD of the classic hockey movie Slapshot. Call 1-888-KINGS-LA or visit lakings.com. 4 games, $98. Good deal. Here is Klatt trying to bring it into the slot, but it's broken up by Kovalev. He gave it away to Klatt. Now here's Frolov to Klatt. In front alone. Shot wide by Belanger. He was all alone in front. Frolov and Klatt did a good job out there to get it back to him. And a penalty coming up against the Kings here.
One of those penalties, Bob, that hurt because it's an offensive zone penalty. Trent Klatt's going to go off, holding the call. No argument there. The chance, though, was perfect because the Kings stick-to-stick one-touch passing, just back and forth. Behind his back, watch Klatt. Gets it, gives it, and all of a sudden, Markkanen, the goaltender, had to react that quick, and it looked like Belanger was going to have him dead to rights. When a little bit, it looked like the top of the net was open, but unfortunately for Belanger, maybe just shanked off the side of his blade. You go with that backhand sometimes with a curved blade. It doesn't work as well as you want it to. Right after that, Klatt takes the hold. Rangers on the power play.
And the puck picked up by the Rangers. Their first power play of the night. They're led by Nedved and Anson Carter with 4. And the puck taken on the left side and across the line. Here is Ruchinski peeling back. He gets it to Tom Poti. Poti on the right side. Gets it to Leach. Now to Ruchinski. Ruchinski. He gets it to Leach. Down the middle. Leach. Pass in front to Kovalev, and he fanned on it. Looked like Leach was going to take the shot. He saw Kovalev at the last second with an open corner, and Kovalev fanned on it. Puck cleared back down into the Ranger zone. Anson Carter, who also has 4 power play goals, is out with a rib injury, and so is Darius Kasparaitis tonight, a defenseman for the Rangers.
So the Kings find themselves in one of those early penalty kill situations. It's interesting, Bob, with the Rangers coming in 134 times on the power play. That was the second fewest in the entire NHL. So they really haven't developed a lot. And as you mentioned, average penalty minutes against, they lead the entire NHL. So that is certainly not a formula to win a lot of games. They are 1 game above 500.
Now up front, the Rangers have Messier with Nedved and Lindros. So they got the big forward line, but Frolov takes it away. He gets it to Modry. Now to Belanger. Belanger back over to Modry. Looking for a short-hander. He shoots. Blocked. Modry again. Put it back behind the net. Tom Poti broke it up. Now taken by Belanger. Belanger sends it back out to center ice, and Modry back to get it. 1-1 the score here in the first period. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox and Barry LeBrock. With the Kings and the Rangers in their only meeting of the year. They met once last year in New York. Kings won it 6-2. Puck fired by Modry, but it hit Nedved. Here's Modry with it again. He lost it there to Lindros. Right point to Poti. Poti with it. Back over left side to Leach. He's shot deflected up off the netting.
And Modry gets himself out of trouble here because the Kings twice had a chance to clear the zone, actually brought the puck back into the zone themselves. There's Mark Messier. Bob, it was interesting. I was listening to the Coyotes broadcast last night. Wayne Gretzky talking about Mark Messier. Messier just moving, second all-time passing Gordie Howe. And Gretzky was exactly right. Early in his career, Mark Messier was not necessarily an offensive player. Yeah, he could skate. He's always been one of the greatest skaters. So powerful. But he concentrated more on the physical elements, getting in your face, cross-checking on you all the time, just taking the body. He's developed and learned how to play some offense, and coming in this game, surprisingly so, leads the Rangers in goals.
You say in the pregame show he cross-checked you in the arm one time?
Yeah, last time he did that. I still remember that. Oh, hold the phone.
Still hurts.
It does.
Pass off the boards and chased in by Stumple. The Rangers get there as the Kings are back at full strength. Rangers come up to center ice. Martin Ruchinski to Bobby Holik. Holik across the line. His pass. Straka right back with Kovalev, and Straka breaks it up, and he gets it back to center ice to Stumpel. Stumpel's pass intercepted by Holik.
Actually, I cross-checked Messier first, Bob. That inadvertently, we're in front of the net just jostling. I end up cross-checking him. He turns around and puts the stick right into my arm, and he looks at me. He says, "Don't you ever do that again." And I said, "Don't worry about it."
I won't, and you haven't.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you, all he needs, there's the most career points. He's only 993 behind Gretzky.
Okay, only.
And this is his 25th year. Here is Holland with a shot and a save by Markkanen. Taken away behind the net for a moment by John Sim. Sim trying to get it over to Avery. Avery put it in the corner, but the Rangers, well, they give it right back to Sim. Sim now to Avery. Here's Sean Avery. His centering pass broken up, and it is not cleared yet. Kings hold it in, but a pass intercepted now, and taken by Barnaby. Avery tried to center it. It was intercepted and touched up by Chartrand for an icing call against the Rangers.
Welcome back to Glenn Sather. He flew in yesterday into Phoenix on a private jet just 3 hours before the game. He's been battling the flu. He is now, of course, the coach. He's also the GM and president of the New York Rangers, although Stanley Cup with the Edmonton Oilers. And it's interesting, with the record of the Rangers, lately there's been some talk. If it doesn't get turned around, maybe Glenn Sather is one of the guys that's going to go.
Muir with a shot for the Kings from the left point, and a save made by Jussi Markkanen. 1-1 the score here in the first period. We'll be right back. Kings have won 5 of 6 faceoffs in the Ranger defensive zone. That's where this faceoff is. Camilleri pushes it ahead, but he's facing off with Messier, and here is Cody down in the corner. Taken now along the right wing boards by John Tripp. Now Straka flipped it up, and it came up out of play. Let's join Barry LeBrock.
All right, guys, you tend to think of Mark Messier as the most seasoned veteran with the Rangers, but Brian Leetch was here before Messier. He was with the Rangers while Messier played in Vancouver, and 7 years younger than Mark. He'll likely be with the Rangers after Mark moves on. 1994 Stanley Cup Finals. You think Messier leading the charge? Well, it was actually Brian Leetch winning the Conn Smythe as the playoff MVP. His next game with the Rangers will be his 1100th, and this is his 17th NHL season.
All right, Barry, yes, only Rod Gilbert and Harry Howell have had more years with the New York Rangers than Brian Leetch.
Does it seem like 10 years already that they won the Stanley Cup back in '94? I mean, it seems like it was yesterday. All that long drought with the New York Rangers. And Brian Leetch has always been known as that guy that can take the puck and go both ways. And he continues to do that. He's battled the foot injuries throughout his career, the ankle injuries, and maybe that slowed him down just a touch. He is one of those underrated guys defensively, much like a Nicklas Lidstrom. Because he skates so well, Brian Leetch doesn't always have to come across and nail you to play defense. He's always in such good position.
He was U.S. born in Corpus Christi, Texas, then grew up in Connecticut. Second highest U.S. born defenseman in the league in points, only trailing Phil Hauser. Here, a backhander wide to the left side by Pascal Rayom, and taken now by Robitaille. Robitaille up to Tim Gleason. Gleason on the left side. He shoots, and a glove save. Jussi Markkanen was with Edmonton last year, and he hangs on for the face-off. Fox Sports Net presents Kings Hockey, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz dealers of Southern California. With 11 models under $45,000, a Mercedes-Benz is more affordable than you think. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? Sean Avery ready on this face-off, and they kick Eric Lindros out for the Rangers. And Avery wins the draw. Kings get it back to Corvo at the blue line. Corvo, his shot deflected and brought back to center ice. Matthew Barnaby moves it on the left side. Shot by Simon, and a save by Hewitt.
Well, Bob, back to Brian Leetch. It was an interesting, during the summer, Jussi Markkanen, the goaltender you mentioned, he was traded to the Rangers for the rights to Brian Leetch. Brian Leetch was an unrestricted free agent, traded for the rights. Edmonton did that because when Leetch ends up signing back with the Rangers, they get a compensatory supplemental draft pick so they can pick up another guy, usually in the second or third round. That was the case right there. So you get traded for the guy, and during the same year, you're on the same team.
Well, the Rangers did that with Messier, traded him to San Jose, and then got him back.
Perhaps one of the loopholes, Bob, I think when we talk about collective bargaining, it's always about money.
That may be one of the loopholes they look to close because kind of a set factor where you're just trading guys to pick up those draft picks.
Holland with a shot that Sim almost tipped in. Now Sim's pass up the middle, intercepted by Barnaby, but he can't clear it out. Held in and now going to be taken by Boris Mironov, and he clears it up to center ice. Tipped away there. Sean Avery with it. Avery tripped up, and there's a penalty now to the Rangers. Avery wanted one before, but Chris Simon stuck his leg out, and the Kings will go on the power play.
That may have been it, Bob. You're exactly right. It may have been the feet of Simon that made it too obvious. Earlier on the shift, actually, that's Malakoff. And Avery sometimes gets that reputation for being a diver. Right here, yes, extending the right leg is Chris Simon. No doubt about that one. That's a little bit too obvious for the referee. And Mick Magoo raised his arm. So the Kings got behind 1-0. They tied it up on a goal by Straka. Simon goes to the box. Kings with a chance on the power play.
There's a guy, Simon, Jim, they said has really cut down on his penalty minutes the way he used to take them earlier in his career. But he gets two here, and the Kings have a chance to get their first lead of the night. Ziggy Palffy passes on the right side to Stumple. Stumple down in deep, but it's broken up and cleared to the right point, held in by Corbel for a moment, but then Jed Ortmeyer clears it. Ortmeyer went to the University of Michigan and was a teammate there of the Kings' Michael Camilleri. Here at center ice is Moultrie, left side to Robitaille. Robitaille tried to drop it back, now gets it around the right wing, but it's broken up. He was trying to get it over to Stumple, and the Rangers come to center ice. Across the line, a save by Hewitt, and the rebound was there for a moment. Shot was by Joel Bouchard, and the Kings move it back up to center ice on the power play. Palffy to Stumple. Stumple drives it back behind the net. Ryan Leach back to get it, challenged by Palffy. Puck comes to Ruchinski. Kings pinch in to get control of it, and here's Robitaille. Robitaille had it tipped away, and at the blue line, Ruchinski gets to the center, and here's a break for Messier for a shorthander. Saved by Hewitt. A glove save as he was sliding to his left, and play continues.
The Kings get in trouble in that gray area just near the blue line when you don't know where you should stay in or back off. Huge glove save, another one of those breakaways. Hewitt made it look easy. Great position by the goaltender.
Messier's had 63 shorthanded goals, second only to Wayne Gretzky's 72.
When I say easy, of course, that's relative ease. Any breakaway is a tough save, but Hewitt was very patient. We saw that in the last game in overtime against Vincent Damphousse. You stay in position, you let the shooter make the first move, and many times the goaltender will come up with a big save. That's exactly what happened. The Kings have been sloppier in the first period. You get near that blue line, you don't know what to do, and the Kings turn it over there. Messier, total control. Ice looks good, goes to the backhand, kept it simple, and just sliding all the way. Watch Hewitt get his glove as close to the puck as possible. He'll reach out and almost grab the puck. That takes away any angle whatsoever. Great glove save by the Kings goaltender.
Kings still have 15 seconds left to go in this power play. They have no shots on it. King power play, 24th in the league coming in. 1-1 the score here in the first period. Muir's pass knocked down to the blue line, and Rangers come back to center ice. Here is Nedved, and a penalty coming up against the Kings now.
Yeah, the Kings again a little sloppy with the puck, Bob, so they're turning it over in the neutral zone, and when the Rangers try to go the other way, holding the stick will be the call. The Kings getting himself in trouble. Rangers going on the power play. Well, Brian Muir was the player that took the penalty holding the stick, but again, it was just the Kings a little bit guilty of sloppy play in the neutral zone. It was one of those where the defenseman had to grab, if not, outnumbered attack for the Rangers.
Alexander Frolov, he fights off a check, gets his stick on the puck, and clears it back to the Ranger line. 1-1 the score, nearing the 5:40 mark of the first period. Offside called against the New York Rangers.
And I'm concerned with the plays the Kings have been making, Bob. Andy Murray had on the board also. Be decisive with the puck. And that last penalty and even the breakaway by Mark Messier, it's those areas where you get to lines and you don't make a play right away. What happens then, everyone else on the ice with you has to watch and wait for you to make that play. The lines on the ice, the blue lines, the red line determine how quickly you have to make plays. If you don't make them quick, everyone hesitates and it costs you.
Ryan Leach with it now. Brings it up to center ice. Driven down around the boards on the right side, and Frolov in to get it. It comes to Leach at the right point. Leach gives it to Bobby Holik. Holik back behind the net, moves it over to Lindros. Now here's Leach at the blue line. Back over to Lindros. Back up the middle of the blue line. Back over to Lindros. To Leach, he shoots, save, rebound. Holik shoots and a save. Rebound, Rangers have it again. Holik gave it to Lindros. Now to Kovalev. Kovalev's pass. Broken up for a moment, but Leach has it. Leach had it poke checked away by Nordstrom. Leach's pass back out to Ruchinski. Ruchinski gives it to Brian Leach. Leach with it. His pass hit Lindros up high, and the Kings get to it, but it was knocked down with a high stick. The Rangers have 2 shots on this power play.
I think those shots came bang, bang, and I think Cristobal Hewitt did a great job, not only the first one, but to maintain balance and position to be ready for the second shot. The Rangers moved around well. There's the first one, rebounds there. Look at Hewitt fight to get back, and he was right square, right in the middle of the net. So a good job by the Kings goaltender. Again, not only that first one, NHL, you have to make the first one. You become a great NHL goaltender by making the second one.
Kings can't clear. Leach shoots, and a save by Hewitt, and the rebound hits the screen. And we'll have another face-off.
Well, of course, Cristobal Hewitt pretty busy right here. The Rangers just peppering, keeping it simple on the power play. His forte, the forte. I think that's a French word. Might be a little bit Italian in there somewhere too, a little Spanish, something going on. I know it's used in music too, forte. But his forte is to be square to the puck, and when he does that, he plays bigger. His body seems bigger than it actually is. Square shoulders, the shooter has nothing to shoot at.
Ziggy Palffy sends it down in deep with 30 seconds left to go now, and the King penalty.
From the Latin forte, meaning strong.
Yes. Oh, here's a nice move by Messier, but then it rolled off his stick and was poked away by Hewitt. Picked up along the boards, and it is cleared by Ziggy Palffy.
Nice support there by Palffy. Recognized the chance for a loose puck. He was there. Right on top of the puck to clear it.
Messier's pass tipped away by Palffy to Camilleri to Palffy. Palffy, left side, makes a move, backhander. Oh, he hit the post. What a great move by Palffy, and he hit the post looking for a short-handed goal.
And that was against Brian Leach. We just talked about Leach, a great skater. Ziggy Palffy turned him inside out. Had the goaltender going the wrong way.
Straka knocks it down at center ice. Kings are back at full strength. They almost had a 2-1 lead. What a great move by Palffy.
That time it was the Rangers guilty in the neutral zone. Sloppy with a puck, quick transition. Kings had the chance.
John Tripp with a shot and a save by Jussi Markkanen.
Ziggy Palffy rarely makes moves between skates, but you'll see it right here. Camilleri right up. Watch Palffy. He goes between the skates of Leach, has him going one way, and then got a lot on that backhand. Because Palffy has all the speed going side to side, the goaltender has to move over quickly too, and that's what opens up the far side. You see the end of it. Yeah, Ziggy did have a chance to really lean in on that backhand. Got a lot on it. The post was there to make the save for the goaltender.
Oh, highlight film goal if it goes in. Puck comes back to Gleason, back in the Kings zone. And up to center ice, here is John Tripp, former Ranger. Now it's cleared off the boards, back to the King line where Gleason has it.
Hate to beat a dead horse, Bob. That was the same type of play again. The Kings get to the red line. They have control of the puck. They don't know what's going on. Don't get it in deep. Turn it over to the Rangers.
Now Gleason does get it in deep, throws it back behind the net. The Rangers have outshot the Kings 6-1 in the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds. The shot by Palffy, of course, doesn't count as a shot because it hit the post. Puck cleared up to center ice, and chasing it down is Chartrand. Chartrand shoots, deflected wide. Puck picked up by the Rangers. Here's Matthew Barnaby. Pretty good hook by Lindros, and they caught him too. Lindros will go to the penalty box for hooking.
Yeah, he got the stick up on Trent Platt. Platt goes down. Kings, it's been back and forth here. Now the Kings on the power play.
Well, the most affordable way to see the Kings is with a Los Angeles Times family pack. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Pepsis, and parking, all for only $80. Don't miss the family game Saturday, January 10th, against the Columbus Blue Jackets here at Staples Center. Call 1-888-KINGS. LA.
Eric Lindros, the big boy, goes to the penalty box, so Trent Platt got the stick up. Actually, Platt almost grabbed onto the stick as he was going down. Lindros to the box. The Kings have to get something going here, at least momentum-wise on the power play. So far, not much happening as far as creating chances with the man advantage.
Messier into forecheck on the penalty kill. Here's a guy in his 25th year. He's going to be 43 on January 18th, and he gets a lot of ice time. Here across the line is Stumple. Stumple, Ranger zone, checked by Cody. Now behind the net, Kings dig it out. A pass. Robitaille had it for a moment. Pitching is Modry to Robitaille. In the slot, he lost his balance, gives it to Modry. Modry shoots, and a save off the shoulder of Markkanen. Puck comes over to Palffy. Palffy gets it behind the net to Stumple. Taken away there, and Rudzinski checked by Straka. Now Leach comes over for the Rangers. Stumple is there for the Kings. So is Robitaille. Gets kicked free to Palffy. Palffy to Modry. Modry to Palffy. One-timer saved by Markkanen.
Different look by the Kings on the power play, dropping back Ziggy Palffy to a point position, taking over for Wisniewski. Gets a similar shot, the pass from Modry. Coming this February, Matt Kenseth looks to defend his points title as the world's best drivers return to Fox for 17 weeks of high-speed thrills and excitement. NASCAR returns to Fox. Check it out in February.
Puck comes back to the blue line as Corville has it. 1 minute left to go in the King power play. And the Rangers get to it, and it's cleared all the way back in the King zone. Kings have 2 shots on this power play. Joe Corville back to get it. Corville gets it to Modry. Modry cross ice pass goes over to Belanche, but offside Kings. So a face-off in the neutral zone. Bill Daly, the chief legal officer of the NHL, was here tonight to give an update on what's going on between the Players Association and the NHL. As you know, the collective bargaining agreement ends next September 15th, and there have been threats of perhaps a lockout. We'll give you a little bit of what Bill Daly had to say when we get a chance during our telecast tonight. Kings with 2 shots on this power play. They got 27 seconds left in it. Now the Kings to center ice. Belanche throws it across the line. Platt in front, shoots, save, rebound, just swept away from Frolov, but the whistle had blown. Bill Daly gave an update. He said right now the talks are in a holding pattern. They had a session October 1st. They've had no meeting since. They hope to have something scheduled in the next couple of weeks. He is optimistic that a lot of the background work has been done. Bill Daly said, how far apart are the players and management? He said, as far as he's concerned, just one fundamental issue. Necessary to have a fixed relationship between expenses and revenues. Players not quite ready, he said, to accept that concept. Here up the middle is Corvo, over to Stumple. Stumple, his pass in front, score! Tipped in! Robitaille may have tipped it in. He was in front. Maybe it hit one of the Rangers. Kings lead 2-1.
And Markkanen looks around. He really can't help himself because the Kings did set it up okay right there. Stumple had the big exaggerated long backswing like the slap shot, so everyone's focused there. Watch Stumple. He's just going to go what he's trying to do, pass it off to the side. There goes the pass. It hits the stick of Ortmeyer, and it goes right into the top corner. Josef Stumple will get credit for this. Now again, Stumple tried to deceive everyone there with the long fake shot. They are reviewing this. From this look right here, it looks like it's obvious that it goes underneath the bar. Yes, there's no doubt, and then into the back of the net. Wow, they're reviewing that. It went all the way to the back of the net.
Yeah, what are they reviewing?
They just want to make sure, and the Kings made sure. Stumple gets credit. Kings with a 2-1 lead.
We were sure when we saw it live, weren't we? Puck is back in the King zone. Kings with a 2-1 lead now. It's Stumple and Jim Settle get credit for the goal. Here's Frolov, and offside called against the Kings. Stumple gets his 3rd of the year. It comes on the power play. Joe Corvo with an assist at 19:07 of the first period.
Now the Kings getting what they want from Stumple. A little bit more offensive production. He's always been known as that puck handler to hang on to the puck. Lately, we've seen a lot more second effort from Josef Stumple. It's turning into points.
Corvo was behind the net. He got checked. Rangers with it. Time running out in the first period. 23 seconds left. Here is Kovalev at the blue line. He waits. His shot deflected wide. Chopped away from Corvo. 15 seconds ago. Kings with it, and Nordstrom clears it out to center ice. Barry LeBrock will talk with one of the Kings at the end of the period. Here is Frolov on the backhand. He shoots, and it's just wide with 5 seconds to go in the period. Puck comes along the boards on the right side, and Frolov with it, and time runs out. Kings get goals from Straka and Stumple, and they lead 2-1. Barry LeBrock will talk with Martin Straka when we come back. One of the King goals tonight. He's played for Pittsburgh, Ottawa, the Islanders, and Florida, all in the Eastern Conference. And he tells us the difference between the Eastern and the Western Conference.
In the Eastern Conference, there is more more defense and more system. The guys playing a lot of trap and not much hitting. But in the Western Conference is a lot of up and down, a lot of hitting, more hits, but up and down and more scoring chances. I think it's better team too, and a lot of goals in the Western Conference.
It's an interesting read on the situation. I think what he's saying there in the East, they play so much position that they don't necessarily rarely get up to top speed. In the West, when you have a little bit more flow going in games, you get up to top speed. Most people consider the East to be more physical. Martin Straka says not as much hitting. In the West, when you get that speed going and you have the collisions, they're that much more big.
Now up to center ice. Here's Corvo. Second period underway. They have added an assist to Luc Robitaille on the Stumple goal for Robitaille. 8 points in the last 11 games. And the second period underway with the Rangers. Leach getting it up to center ice. Here is Ruchinski trying to go in deep. He gets checked there and taken out of the play by Corvo. Stayed right with the man. Puck comes to center ice, and Kings almost had a 2-on-1. If Belanger could have gotten to the bouncing puck. Here's Martin Ruchinski. Ruchinski at center ice. He gets knocked down. Puck comes into the Kings zone. And taken away there by the Rangers in front. And a save by Hewitt. A pass right up the middle to Holik. And the save by Hewitt. And here's Corvo. And he lost the puck again. Here's Holik into the corner.
Just a reaction save by Hewitt that time. It had less to do with positioning because everything happened so quickly on the turnover. Hewitt very quick with the right leg to make the pad save.
Matty Nordstrom sends it deep into the Ranger zone, and the Kings will change on the fly. Camilleri comes out. Puck taken by Boris Mironov. 11th year out of Russia. Now his pass up to center ice. Chased down the left side by Lacouture, but offside is called. Take a look at the Pepsi upcoming home games this Saturday night. The Dallas Stars, and boy, they've turned it around. They're playing well with Marty Turnbow now. That's Saturday night at 7:30. Vancouver here on the 8th. Columbus here on the 10th. Tickets at Staples Center or Ticketmaster.com. And a scrap out here at center ice. Lacouture for the Rangers and John Tripp. John Tripp's got a lot of size. Used to be with the Rangers. Played about 9 games with them previous in his career, and he wrestles Lacouture down, and they're going to break him up now.
Yeah, both guys right off the face-off. Not much happening, obviously, but when they get on the ice, maybe both teams sensing that it really hasn't been a well-played game from the standpoint of systematic approaches and making the plays you want to make. So sometimes that's when the big guys say, let's change this around. Let's change the feel of this game. Tripp and Lacouture out there. Both guys go off, I assume, 5 minutes each for fighting.
John Tripp played 9 games with the Rangers last year. He had a goal and 2 assists. So he goes into the penalty box. And Dan Lacouture, he's from Hyannis, Massachusetts, and went to Boston University. So they get 5 minutes each for fighting. King goals tonight by Straka, his 9th, and Stumple, his 3rd. DeVries scored the first goal of the game on the first shot for the Rangers, but the Kings have a 2-1 lead.
5 minutes each for fighting. Now they're just trying to figure out the line change. And you got to make those changes quickly. The Rangers have made a change, so Andy Murray says, okay, we can get a chance to go back and do that. And he's been talking about that recently. Sometimes as a coach, you got to make sure you don't take away from the flow of your players, the rhythm players can get by making too many changes. But right there, he wants the group to make sure he has that matchup.
Here's Ortmeyer. His pass in front to Kovalev broken up. Jed Ortmeyer again shoots. Save Hewitt. And he falls backward on top of the puck.
Yeah, Joe Corvo was right there with Mark Messier, and Hewitt maybe have been the only guy on the ice there in that area that knew where the puck was, because many times when the goaltender falls back like that, he thinks the puck is in behind him. Ortmeyer comes out, makes the quick play, put it to the net, and may have deflected off of Corvo, then the goaltender, then in behind. Keep an eye on Messier. He's trying to get in position to make things happen. The puck ends up actually between the legs. Hewitt covers up.
And the puck taken by Stumble. Ortmeyer is from Omaha, Nebraska. Pass on the left side. Robitaille shoots, and a save made as the puck comes back to Robitaille in the corner. His centering pass, Palpy didn't see it. Picked up by Holland, is shot and a save. Rebound to Robitaille. He holds it in, but the Rangers going to have a chance to get to it now in their own zone. And Ortmeyer didn't get it. Holland tried to hold it in. He couldn't. And here is Kovalev to center ice. Pass on the left side to Ortmeyer, and his pass is scooped out of midair and caught by the Kings Cristobal Hewitt.
We don't get many chances to update everyone on injuries. Toyota info board. What's happening with the Kings right now? Skating with full contact. Vishnowsky very close. Ian LaPerriere working. Piernis also. Brad Norton very close. Skating with limited contact. Derek Armstrong with a finger. Dustin Brown with the ankle. Not skating at all. Allison Deadmarsh. Czechmanek at the bottom along with Aaron Miller. So we're trying to update you. There's so many injuries around the LA Kings. And again, the Kings are continuing to skate in two groups. The injured guys skate earlier in the day, then the regulars, so to speak, get on the ice. Andy Murray wants to make sure there's some continuity for the guys. You don't have guys taking over your spot. You don't get repetitions. So that separation helps out the entire team.
Lindros gets dumped by John Sim. Lindros lost his helmet. Puck comes along the boards, and it is not cleared out yet. Now brought up to center ice. It may have been Gleason. I said Sim. Here is Modry shooting, and a save, and a rebound is right there, and a save again. As the Kings had a chance at it, Chartrand had a shot, and the save made. It was Gleason, not Sim, that knocked Lindros down, and now Avery is slow getting up.
Yeah, he was involved with Chris Simon. It looked like, I think it was Avery, maybe Chartrand going for the rebound. Unfortunately, the Kings couldn't get to the loose puck and do something with it. The Rangers did a good job boxing out after the first initial chance. Earlier on, it was Gleason. There it is. Go over the top. The leg, almost a slew foot there by Tim Gleason. And Big Lindros goes down. You go back the other way. There's a shot on goal. The rebound is trouble. There's the boxing out I was talking about. Good job by Bouchard. And the Kings try to get the stick on it, but you can see you can't have enough leverage right there. And Markkanen just spread out as big as possible. There's the big hit. Lindros took down Avery as Avery was looking for another chance at a loose puck. So the Kings put the puck forward, keep it simple, drive to the front, open for the loose puck.
Faceoff will be in the Ranger zone. And the Kings win the draw. Back to the blue line. Shot from there, deflected off a skate. And it is cleared out to center ice. The shot came from Modry. Modry now sends it to center. Here down the right side, Avery fighting around a check. Avery shoots, save, rebound. Couldn't jam it in. And another rebound to Avery. Avery down in the corner. Chartrand got a whack at one too, but there was no room along that right goalpost, and the puck cleared to center ice.
And that line doing what it did so well for about a 5-game period. They're just taking the puck, keep it going, keep it ahead. North-south, keep it simple.
Tipped at center ice, then swept by Avery across the line. Broken up by Poti. Rangers have it. Right side, Barnaby pulls up. His pass deflects off on the left side to Tom Poti. Poti won the game last night in Phoenix in overtime. Here's a pass, went behind the net, comes around on the right side, and Roloff trying to get there, and he did, and he got it back, and Kings bring it to center with Avery. Avery behind the back pass to Sim. He shoots, save. Sim again, he got taken down, going for the rebound.
Mironov was right there, and I think he made the right play. Sim went down, but I think it was just good defense again. Kind of a box-out situation. Control the stick of the shooting.
Belanger in deep in the Ranger zone. Taken away for a moment, but the Kings get it back. Pinching down the right side is Brian Muir. Now Muir chasing it along the boards. He gets checked there. As the Kings' Trent Klatt tried to dig it out, but it comes free and picked up by Malaka. Now fired back behind the net to Klatt. Klatt couldn't get his stick on it. Belanger did. He gets checked in the corner. Belanger still with it. Turn, shoots, glove save, and hanging on is UC Markkanen.
Well, it's interesting how things come full circle. Back in the 90s, Eric Lindros and Matthew Barnaby just banged each other all night long playing for the Flyers. That was Lindros. Of course, the Sabres was Barnaby. Now both of those guys are roommates. They get to share the same room. Lindros talked about Barnaby saying, I absolutely hated him when he was with the Buffalo Sabres. The rule they use in the room, Bob, who controls the remote control? The guy with the most career games played. Right now it's the man on the left, Matthew Barnaby. Eric Lindros has missed 11 games this season. That's when Barnaby overtook Lindros in the games played. So when you're in the room, who has the remote control? Matthew Barnaby.
Lindros playing in his 664th game tonight. There is Matthew Barnaby. Jim said Lindros missed 11 of the first 19 games due to injury. And of course, he has had that injury problem throughout his career. Puck is taken now by the Rangers back in their own zone. Lindros traded by Quebec to Philadelphia for a guy named Peter Forsberg, among others.
How's he been?
Not bad. Not bad. When he's on the ice, not bad. He's had a little injury problem, but he's back playing now for Colorado. Puck along the boards, left side. Kovalev trying to go in. Here's a penalty coming up. It might be holding the stick. Puck Penalty against the Kings, and that is it. Holding the stick is the call. So the Rangers go on the power play. You can collect the Kings 5-player commemorative puck set. The next puck giveaway is Ian LaPerriere on Tuesday, January 20th, when the Kings meet the Calgary Flames. If you miss the Luc Robitaille puck giveaway, along with a hockey stick wall mount, call 1-888-KINGS-LA or visit Team LA for purchase details.
It is Jason Holland, the Kings. He goes off. He was surprised on the play. Both players were do-si-do in the corner. Holland did reach out. You grab the stick. That's an automatic call. If the ref sees it, you go to the box.
Rangers 0 for 2 on the power play with 3 shots. The puck driven the length of the ice. Kings have a 2-1 lead here in the second period.
Sometimes the players don't like that, Bob, but I think it's a good idea if as much as possible when the NHL makes it black and white as far as the rules. There's no interpretation in the holding the stick. You grab onto someone else's stick, you go to the penalty box. There's one instance when that's a legal play. If you have the puck and you're breaking in and someone's banging you with his stick, trying to prevent you from going to the net or something of that sort, you can protect yourself. If the referee feels you're protecting yourself by grabbing onto a stick, you can do so. But in any type of defensive situation, automatic, you're to the box.
Rangers in their own zone now with a power play. They've got it for another minute 37 seconds. Belanger tried to take it away from Kovalev. Kovalev with it, broken up and clear.
That's indecisive right there by Kovalev. He doesn't have enough speed when he gets to the far blue line. You have to make the decision at the red line. Otherwise, even if you gain entry into the zone, you have 4 players watching you stopped at the blue line. They can't regain their momentum.
Pass up to Kovalev at center ice. He's got 21 assists and 27 points right to this point, and he leads the Rangers in those categories. But goal scoring for Kovalev is really down. He's on a pace for only 13 goals this year. Puck is picked up and it is sent to center ice. Here is Stumple. Stumple tried to make a move at the blue line, but it was taken away, and Palffy had to come back and get it. Now Palffy sends it deep into the Ranger zone. 48 seconds or 46 left to go in the power play. Kovalev gives it to Messier. Here's Messier. He leads the Rangers in goals. He goes behind the net. He still has it. One-hand pass to Leach. Leach back over to Messier. Back to the right point. Now a shot by Kovalev deflected back behind the net. Loose puck. Still behind the net. Messier digs it out. He gets it back. He gets checked by Gleason. Here's Lindros to the blue line. Kovalev to Leach. Leach's pass broken up for a moment by Gleason, but Messier gets it behind the net. Here is Messier on the power play. Leach pinching in. But comes to Lindros. His shot is wide. He gets a lot on it, Jim, again, but not much of a backswing. He just really fired it from that right point quickly. Lindros with it again. Kings are back at full strength. Puck taken by Palffy. He ran into the back of Lindros. Palffy went down. The puck came out to center ice.
We're talking about Lindros, Bob. If you ever want to do some bench press, just get his stick. It's a heavy stick. It's a stiff stick. And that's why Lindros, he's a strong man. He gets a lot on the shots, even though he doesn't pull the stick back.
Chris Simon to center ice to Pascal Rayome. And offside called here. Still 2-1 Kings in the second. Los Angeles Kings with a 2-1 lead over the Rangers here in the second period. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox and Barry LeBrock. Backhander by Simon. Wide of the net to the right side. King zone. Rangers had no shots the last 5 minutes and 27 seconds, and Simon had a shot that was blocked. Now the Rangers, Simon shoots, knocked away by Hewitt, and Hewitt with a save there on a rebound. Puck is behind the net. Pascal Rayome shoots, and a save by Hewitt. Now the Rangers getting some shots. Pascal Rayome had the last 2. He almost jammed one past the left goalpost. Puck comes around in the corner to Simon. He is on the back of Gleason. Simon digs it out. Chris Simon and his pass to Rayome. Now into Barnaby, skating backwards. He fell down. Then he's pushed from behind by Holland. And a hand pass called here against the Rangers.
So the Kings get out of trouble there. Lindros is normally on the ice in that situation. Mark Messier, of course, known for his leadership. Singular fast fact, well, this tells the story. Only player ever to captain 2 different Stanley Cup winners, 1990 with the Edmonton Oilers, of course, 1994 with the New York Rangers. So all about that leadership. And again, talking with Mark Messier before the game, Bob, the one thing he said, he tries to make everyone feel like they're part of it. That's the biggest thing he feels as far as being a leader. He's not necessarily the in-your-face type of guy you would expect that he's known for because he looks so fierce. Luc Robitaille said when he was with the Rangers, Messier was so positive all the time.
Here is Brian Leach driving in deep, and Matty Nordstrom picks him up. Now behind the net, Rangers pass to Leach in front. He got knocked down. Kings come back to center ice. Here on the right wing side, across the line, Belanger, his pass up the middle, tipped away, and the Kings have to get back. Pass on the left side to Leach. Leach across the line. He drops it back to Rashinsky. Rashinsky checked there. I mentioned earlier they were going to watch Leach because he had a touch of the flu and a bad foot. He played more than anybody in the first period for the Rangers. Here is Frolov. His pass across the line and back in to get it. You know, a record that Messier might still get is games played. Gordie Howe, the leader, 1,767. Messier right now, 1,715.
And of course, with Gordie Howe, he played in the NHL when he was 52, but there was also a period when he played in the old WHA, so not all those games, NHL games played.
Offside Kings as John Tripp brought it across the blue line.
We're just talking about any line combination, Bob, you have to have your different elements. Eric Belanger, and I love the way Andy Murray said it yesterday at practice. He said, Eric Belanger is the motor of the line with Alexander Frolov and Trent Klatt. He's the guy obviously known for the skating, and we've seen it quite a bit lately with that slash skating. Top speed, hit the hole, you come out with the puck. Dangerous when you go on goal.
Messier on the ice for the Rangers. Modry drives it into the Ranger zone. Puck comes down into the corner. Picked up there by Camilleri, but he gets spun around, and the Rangers start back out as Rayom gets it up to center ice. Going deep into the King zone and tipped along the boards, not out yet, and now it hops up over the glass into the crowd.
I'm going to go back to the Rangers now, Bob, and that story with Matthew Barnaby. Eric Lindros said one of the reasons he hated Barnaby, when they played in the playoff series, Matthew Barnaby had teeth replaced. His 6 front teeth. 2 on the outside, both sides, he left normal. The 2 in the middle, he made gold teeth. He had gold teeth, and on one tooth, he had the Sabres emblem put on. On the other tooth, he had his number. He said, that's the one thing. Every time he smiled at you, Eric Lindros said, I want to get that guy. I hate him so much. And Barnaby said he did it exactly for that reason, to get the other team mad at him, get him off their game.
I thought Eric was making enough money. He didn't need the gold in his teeth, did he?
He almost got them, I bet, a couple times.
Here is Stumple across the line. Ranger zone. Pass down the middle. Muir shoots and a save. Rebound was almost whistled dead, but then lost by the goaltender Markkanen. Picked up by Modry. Boy, Muir had a great chance coming right down the middle. Modry to Robitaille is shot high and wide. Rebound to Messier. Messier in his 25th season. He's one of only 8 players in NHL history to play in at least 20 years in the league. Puck comes over to Ziggy Palffy, and he clears it out to center ice. Rangers back in their own zone with 9:43 to go here in the second period. Pascal Rayom, he gets it to Jan Hlabac. Hlabac sends it into the King zone, and Modry over to play it. He gets knocked down by Rayom, and the puck is held onto by Hewitt. Hard check by Rayom. We'll be back. We are back here at Staples Center with the Kings leading the Rangers 2-1 on the face-off in the King zone, and Michael Camilleri wins the draw. Puck cleared up to center ice, but out of the reach of Camilleri, and this will be icing if the Rangers get to it, and they do. Greg DeVries reaching out.
John Van Boxmeer, Kings assistant coach, handles the power play. A couple of seconds ago, I talked to him and asked him, what does he like about his power play? What doesn't he like about the power play?
Well, when you're 23rd, or pardon me, 25th in the league, there's not a lot of things to like about your power play, Jimmy. I think we're struggling right now. If you notice the first period there, we tried Ziggy Palffy back in the point, and I think that's probably something you're going to see at least for the rest of this game. And it, you know, he wants to go back there now, so I think we're gonna try that and see what happens. You know, obviously Luke's doing a good job for us in front. I think Trent Klatt's doing a real good job picking up pucks for us, but you know, we miss that guy that's back there that really takes charge of it and makes things happen.
And the Kings are 1 for 3 tonight on the power play. Josef Stumpel's goal, the goal that bounced off of Ordemeyer into the net. That is the difference right now. The Kings with a 2-1 lead.
And the Kings have it back in their own zone. Here is Tim Gleason. He gets it over to Jason Holland. Holland to Palffy. Palffy out to center ice, and it bounces over to Robitaille, but it would have been a 2-line pass. He had to wait for somebody to touch it, and Nedved did. So now it's behind the Ranger net. Into the corner goes Palffy. Palffy back over to Holland. Holland threw it in deep, and the Rangers' Pascal Rayom got it to the blue line and out to center ice now, but over to get it for the Kings is Ziggy Palffy. Palffy pulls up, shoots. It's deflected off of the leg of Poti, who was shaken up for a moment, and now the puck slides back in the Kings zone.
You see the containment factor right there. When Palffy gets the puck on transition, you contain. Defensemen go to the inside, allow Palffy the outside.
Tip down into the Rangers zone. Here into the corner is Chartrand. And an icing call against the Kings.
Well, Bob, you talked about Chris Simon earlier, trying to figure out how to spend his penalty minutes. He's doing a better job in that area compared to the beginning of his career, where he was maybe a short fuse type of player. I think he admits that. But interesting, so coming into the game, he leads the NHL in penalty minutes. And guess who is second? That man right there, Sean Avery. So both guys still go to the box, but in different ways. You can do that without hurting your team.
Malakoff with a shot, and it was deflected over to Chartrand. You talked about that fuse, yeah. Chris Simon said early I had a short fuse or no fuse at all.
Boom. That's it.
He also said, and this probably looking back at his career, I never had the patience to practice the way I needed to play.
Oh.
And I think, as you know, a lot of guys practice like it's a game.
It's work habits like anyone else. You know, any job you're in, you've got to work at it. And I think the patience, Chris Simon was saying, you know, sometimes you have to get so hyped up to play the games that you forget everything, the preparation in between. And that's a very interesting and honest comment by Chris Simon. And you know, he, like I said, he's still going to the penalty box a lot now, but he's not hurting his team as much now. He's taking guys off with him at the same time. That's so important. So many times you don't put your team shorthanded. That's one area where Sean Avery has to improve in his game with the Kings.
Chris Simon is also a native Canadian from the Ojibwa tribe. And he's been with Quebec and then, of course, Colorado, Washington, Chicago. Puck fired around the boards, and now the New York Rangers. Here on the right side, a pass in front to Barnaby, loose puck, and the Kings get to it but can't clear. Shot from the right point, deflected wide. Here is Lindros behind the net, over to Simon. Simon put it back in the corner to Barnaby, out to Malakoff at the right point, now into Lindros. Lindros' pass taken away, and the Kings get it up to Avery. Avery to center ice. His pass deflects into the Ranger zone, and Malakoff back to get it.
Mismatch here, Bob.
Simon.
Sorry, Bob. Mismatch as far as size. The big boys out for the Rangers. The Kings counter with some quickness, and down behind the play, Avery goes down. So it's interesting to see what happens when you have the size out there, get it deep and work the cycle. The Kings are trying to get the puck and skate with it.
Here is a pass over to Lindros, chopped away, but Barnaby, his pass intercepted. Kings have in their own zone. Trent Klatt with it now. Kings lead it 2-1. Here's Klatt to center ice. Throws it into the Rangers zone, broken up and picked up by DeVries. Greg DeVries has really paid off for the Rangers. He, in his last 18 games coming in tonight, a +16. Played with Colorado last year and signed as a free agent.
I think, Bob, one of the few free agents for the Rangers that have come in and just continue to play his role. Yeah. He's not looking to do too much. He understands his capabilities. That is, stay at home, take the body, be physical. Don't try to do too much. Be effective that way.
New York Rangers in their 78th season in the NHL. Here across the line, right side is Bouchard. His shot is high and wide. Rebound along the boards. Kings can't get it out. Kovalev, then a shot deflected wide. Kovalev in the corner. Puck is taken by the Rangers again. Ruchinski behind the net. He gets checked. Kovalev comes over. Corvo's got Ruchinski pinned. Ruchinski bounces away from it, drops it off. Backhander by Holik comes wide. Picked up by Bouchard again. Bouchard put it behind the net. And the Kings trying desperately to get it out of the zone, and the whistle blows.
Yeah, the Rangers going against that size. They're driving to the net. The net's off the mooring. Face off outside.
Face off here will be in the Kings zone with the Kings up 2-1. Messier on the draw with a face off won by Stumple. Stumple has done an excellent job on face offs here tonight. Puck is cleared out to center ice and then tipped back into the Kings zone where Holland flips it out of play. 72% on faceoffs in the first period for Stumple.
Let's take you back on a shift with Sean Avery. Malakoff involved, an elbow by Avery early, then they go back against each other. Malakoff maybe a little bit of kicking behind. Avery goes down, still not over. Avery's going to chase him down. You see the referee in the background. Get up, get up, get up. Little chase, he's going to hit. No, you better turn away. Don't want to take that penalty.
Kings win the draw again. Back in their zone as Belanger won that face-off. 5.5 minutes left to go here in the second period with the Kings up 2-1. The Rangers scored first. Greg DeVries getting his third of the year. Then for the Kings, Martin Straka with his ninth, and Josef Stumple with his third of the year. Puck fired around the boards on the right wing side, and now Leach has it in deep in the Ranger zone. His pass to Lacouture. He gets it up on the left side to Messier. Messier cut off by Camilleri. Messier fell down, but the Rangers got to the loose puck. Here's Leach. Leach at the blue line. Eludes a check there from Tripp and held the puck in. Leach still with it. His shot deflected by Tripp off of the netting, and the whistle blows. Good job by Leach to hold it in at the blue line. Well, you can get the Domino's Pizza package with 2 tickets, 2 pizzas, and 2 Pepsis for only $39. That'll be on Tuesday, January 20th, when the Kings take on the red-hot Calgary Flames. Call 1-888-KINGS-LA.
The Rangers keep going with that size and try to just out-wrestle the LA Kings and wear them down. Pretty good shift that last shift, Robbie said, by Brian Leach. Also, John Tripp did a good job. The Kings need some size right now, the way the game's going. Tripp had 2 or 3 pretty good hits.
Puck back into the Ranger zone, then up to Peter Nedved at center ice. Nedved gets it back out into the zone, and the Kings took it away and got it back to center. Now it bounces down to Brian Muir. Up to center ice. Here's Muir. His pass knocked down by Rayom. Rayom left side. Nedved. Nedved in deep, and Muir got back to make the defensive play. And Palffy comes over to take the puck and get it to Stumple. Stumple tried to feed it to Palffy at center ice. Taken away by the Rangers with 4:13 left to go here in the second period. Robitaille reached for it. He didn't get it. Now Greg DeVries has it for the Rangers. And New York up to center ice. Jan Hlavac on the left wing. Throws it down in deep. Hlavac, penalty coming up, holding against the Rangers. Jan Hlavac, and a delayed call, but now the Rangers get it out in the neutral zone. Kings go on the power play.
Quick first step there by Joe Corvo, and he draws the penalty. Hlavac does go to the box. Well, it's a bowl season on every level. Florida's high school football all-stars travel west to face California's best. It's the Air 7 Cal Florida Bowl, presented by Ford. Check it out Friday at 6, only on Fox Sports Network.
Kings go on the power play. Jan Hlavac, 2 minutes for holding at 16-11. Kings are 1 out of 3 with 6 shots on the power play tonight.
You had to like that move, that first step quickness of Joe Corvo. Again, decisive was the word Andy Murray liked to use. Corvo got to the puck quickly, made a move, that drew the penalty.
Corvo gets it over to Modry, and he drives it into the right corner of the Ranger zone. Broken up there and cleared up to center ice, out of the reach of Messier. Camilleri, his pass almost stolen by Messier, and now the Kings up to center ice. Corvo, right side it goes as Straka gets stopped along the board. The Rangers with it, held in by Corvo at the right point. Corvo to Martin Straka. Straka's got a goal tonight. He sends it in deep, gets it back again. Straka waits, his pass over to Camilleri. Knocked down, and then the rebound sent wide as Modry was there, so was Klatt, and the puck cleared into the Kings zone.
Yeah, the Kings kept that one simple. Go to the corner, put it to the front, and Modry, as you mentioned, is a defenseman. He's trying to outnumber the Rangers by staying down low, looking for some offense.
Here's Martin Straka. Straka over to Corvo. Corvo sends it in deep. Rangers using Markkanen cuts it off behind the net, but he lost it to Stumple. Stumple pushed from behind, but he gets it to Modry. Modry shoots wide. Rebound. Corvo pinching in. Corvo gets it down into Stumple. Now over to Straka. Stumple got knocked down. Here's Straka to Stumple. To Straka. Didn't get it. Modry did, and a save off the glove of the goaltender, and then off of the crossbar. Puck comes over to Ortmeyer, and he cleared.
So the Kings do move it around quick. Stumple took a hit to make a play. Modry moving to position. Straka, pretty good movement on this power play.
Here is Modry getting knocked down, and the Rangers have a chance to clear, and they do. Nedved chasing it in. Nedved throws a check in the Kings zone with 20 seconds left to go in the power play. Kings dig it out. Here is Josef Stumple. He sends it ahead. Across the line, Stumple drops it to Robitaille. Robitaille in deep to Stumple. Didn't get a good wood on it, and Nedved had it. Tipped away from him. Stumple down the corner. Now it comes around to Ziggy Palffy. Power play is over. Palffy, nice move. Palffy shoots. Deflected off of the netting. Brian Leach got his stick in the way to deflect it, but another nice move by Ziggy.
Quick feet, quick hands, quick everything by Ziggy Palffy to take the puck from a non-shooting area out there on the boards to a shooting area. There's the drag. Watch Leach go down. Defenseman sideways, ends up getting his right cap on it. So Brian Leach has had a huge impact on the game. Ziggy Palffy's had an impact. Everyone doing it here. This second period not as wide open, so to speak, from that sloppiness type that we saw in the first period, but the score remains the same as we entered the period. Kings leading 2-1.
Messier wins the draw for the Rangers. And the Rangers' Joel Bouchard moves it over to DeVries. Now up ahead, tipped by Lacouture down into the Kings zone. He goes into the corner, checked there by Holland. Messier is also there. Belanger steps into him. Now Lacouture trying to dig it out. Holland stays right with him. Holland checks Lacouture. Messier picks it up. Belanger trying to get to it. Messier's pass to Lacouture, and Holland picks up the loose puck. He gets checked by Ortmeyer, but Roloff clears it out to center ice. Greg DeVries checked by Belanger. 1 minute left to go in the second period. Rangers get it over to Joel Bouchard. Bouchard to the King line. Bouchard, his shot is way wide. Rebound to Barnaby. Barnaby, right wing boards. Up the middle of Lindros, and his shot was knocked down. Kings quickly back to center. Here on the right side is Gleason, or John Sim. Sim throws it in deep into the corner. Now Sim tried to shoot off the pass, couldn't do it, and back to center ice come the New York Rangers. Chris Simon, left side. He throws it across on the right wing to Barnaby. Barnaby put it back behind the net. 24 seconds left to go in the period. Kings trying to get out now without the Rangers tying it up. Pass to Simon. His shot deflected wide, and Modry hustles over, and he clears to center. Kings may have had a 3-on-2, but as it's tipped across the line, it's broken up by Mironov. And now it's center ice. Batted ahead to the Ranger line, where the Rangers have it with 4 seconds to go in the period. Lindros over to Barnaby, and time runs out. That's the end of the second period. Kings have a 2-1 lead. Now let's go to Carolyn Hughes for a SoCal Sports Report intermission update.
We are back live inside Staples. Third period action coming up right now. We're joined by Kings assistant coach Mark Hardy. And Mark, I'm going to keep it simple right here. What do you need to see from the Kings in the third period to go on for a win?
Well, they're kind of using a 1-4 in the neutral zone. So, you know, somehow we have to generate some speed, get it to the red line, and get a forecheck going. We know they played last night, and hopefully if we can get it in their end and cycle the puck, and like you guys said, it's important for us to get the next goal. If we can cycle it and get some pucks to the net, hopefully we can get that next one, but we got to play more in their end.
All right, Mark, thanks very much. The 1-4, one man in on the forecheck, four guys back in the neutral zone, and sometimes that's like going through a gauntlet with a puck. As Mark said, get to the red line. When you get to the red line, you don't have to make a great play with a puck. You just got to keep it going forward. That'll back off the other team, then you get the forecheck going.
All right, third period ready to get underway here at Staples Center, and Belanger wins the draw from Bobby Holik. And the Kings' Matty Nordstrom clears it across the blue line into the Ranger zone, and Brian Leach had it there, but an offside is called. Well, what's coming up for the Kings? We won't be with you tomorrow night. That's radio only in Phoenix, starting actually on radio at 5:30, the game at 6. Then the Dallas Stars here Saturday. We'll have it starting with Break the Ice at 7, and the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim coming in after that on Wednesday at Anaheim. Puck comes around the boards on the right side. Kovalev overskated. Puck is in the King zone around to Trent Klatt on the right wing, but he was waiting for the puck to catch up to him and never did. It was held in by Raczynski. Now taken by Klatt, and he clears it out to center ice. Since we won't be with you tomorrow night, we want to wish all of you a very happy and safe new year from our Fox Sports Net crew, our producer Bob Borgen, director Mike Hassan, associate producer Rod Windley. In graphics, we have Nigel Jones and Mitch Reinhardt. Production assistant Mark Werschel. Stage manager Donna Moskow and Dean Benson. Our statistician is Doug Mann, and all our cameramen, audio engineers, and our videotape operators. Happy New Year to all of you, and thanks for all of your support.
I'm glad you said Dean and not Donna, because Donna's not here tonight, and if that's Donna sitting beside me...
I said Dean. I
yeah,
mentioned
you did.
Donna earlier.
Yes, I'm just glad you made that difference.
Well, I'd never mistake the two, so
I know. I haven't tonight. I'm staying as far away as I can from Dean. Normally, I get as close as possible to Donna.
Ortmeyer had that shot for the Rangers and a glove save made, and face-off coming up in the Kings zone. Messier ready on the draw. Boy, Saturday night's game here against Dallas, they have gotten things back in order, mainly because Marty Turco has turned his game around in goal.
You think it just be a matter of time?
Whoa, taken away there, and Straka with a chance, and Markkanen, he gave it away to Straka and then redeemed himself with a glove save.
Giveaway, takeaway. That's what happened right there with Markkanen. He came out and he's looking up to the heavens right now going, whoa, whoa, whoa. That next goal is going to be so important. Gets the loose puck, handles it, so okay, I can move it quickly. Perfect pass right on the stick of Straka, but he gets back in position. Quick glove save.
That's the wrong guy to put it on right down in there, but he recovered and made the save. Jussi Markkanen, 12th game of the year for the Rangers. He's 5-3-1 so far. Puck down in deep in the corner, and Camilleri checked by Malakoff. Malakoff knocked it down along the boards, and it is chopped there, but knocked down by Modry into Straka. Now going to be taken away by Lacouture for the Rangers, and he clears out to center ice. Kings have outshot the Rangers 23-15, so in the shots against department, Kings doing a good job tonight. From center ice, Maltby faked it, then drove it in deep. Puck comes around to Straka, right wing side. Now Kings hold it in as Camilleri gets it to Martin Straka. Straka tried to come back out in front, but it's taken away by the Rangers and Mark Messier. Messier to center ice. He rolls it in deep. Rangers go for a line change. Kings back in to get it. We're early in the third period. Puck comes to the blue line. Held in front. Lindros in front of the save. Oh, it came off on the right side, and a great chance for Simon. And it was knocked down by Hewitt, who got over, or did it hit the post? He had a wide open corner of the net there. And Hewitt, I guess, did get over. We'll have to look at that on the replay as it comes in and it's touched up. Let's look at that. I didn't think he was going to get over there.
No disrespect at all here, but you heard the old story about the pier in the ocean with a puck at the end of the pier. Well, Simon gets it right here, has the wide open, but he just slams it off the leg, then to the far side. It looked like one of those where if you just take your time, and if Simon had a chance to see this again, he would say, okay, just lift the puck, because the goaltender had to sprawl 2-on-0 against Cristobal Hewitt. Huge save. That's an understatement here at the beginning of the third.
You know, I always remember Marcel Dion saying, I don't care if it's an empty net and you're 5 feet in front, you rip it through the back of the net and bear down. And I think, as you say, if Simon looks at that, he just thinks, I've got to score in that situation. Here is Avery, knocked down behind the net. He gets back up again. He was checked there by Tom Poti. Puck is in the Ranger zone. Kings still lead it 2-1. And at the right point, Corvo drives it back behind the net for the Rangers over to pick it up, and they get it to Barnaby. Barnaby's pass tipped off the stick of Avery. Avery at center ice. He turns around and drives it deep in the Ranger zone.
And the Kings do have it on the offensive side of the red line. They are doing what Mark Hardy said, and that's get it going forward, get it deep, and trying to get a cycle going. That's where you want to play the game in the other team's zone, especially when you have a lead.
Palffy, Stumple, and Robitaille up front for the Kings now. Rangers bring it to center ice, taken away there and cleared back on the left wing side by Modry. Rangers chase it down at center ice, poke it into the Kings zone, and Ziggy Palffy goes back. Palffy checked there, and the Rangers pick up the puck, keep it in the Kings zone. Right wing side, Kovalev checked along the boards. And still a loose puck. Now Nedved throws it in. Muir was right in front with Rayom staring at each other, and then Muir cleared it.
Yeah, Rayom was a little preoccupied with Muir. He was cross-checking at the same time. The puck right between his feet.
Here come the Rangers again. Peter Nedved. He drives it down in deep. Nedved out of the Czech Republic. He defected from the Czech Republic when it was still under communist rule when he was 16 years old. Didn't know if he would ever see his family again, but he wanted to play in the NHL. Here, Rangers, two-shot, checked hard on a hip check by Nordstrom, just as he came across the blue line. And the Kings clear it up to center ice, tipped by Trent Platt, now chased in by Frolov. Nordstrom with it, gives it to Corvo at center ice, over to Frolov. Frolov sends it in deep. The goaltender Markkanen broke it up. Frolov holds it in again. Puts it off the stick of DeVries. 15:07 to go here in the third period. Belanger didn't get all of it, and The Rangers clear it back out to center ice. Over to Alex Kovalev, and he threw it in front. Broke it up. Well, look out. Hewitt going to get the penalty. Delay of the game.
Yeah, automatic call again, much like we were talking about earlier with the holding the stick. Cristobal Hewitt came out. There's a goaltender. You can't really blame him. It's right in the middle of the slot. He knows he has to get rid of it right away. But the automatic call is if a goaltender shoots the puck into the stands without it hitting anything, it's an automatic call. Doesn't hit the glass, doesn't hit a stick, doesn't hit anything. You see Joe Kovalev skating through the bottom with his head in the air because everyone knows automatic call. Rangers going on the power play. The official call, delay of game.
And the Rangers with a chance now to tie it up. They've got Nedved, Messier, Lindros up front. Here is Messier. Messier in deep. His pass to the blue line to Kovalev. Kovalev sends it over to Leach. His shot blocked up off the netting by Hewitt.
Good chance here for a shorthanded goal for the LA Kings. You know, those little things right now, I know the Kings are shorthanded, but sometimes you talk about little things, line changes. I think certainly here in the third, very important for the Kings as much as possible to get the lines going as quick as possible. It is a back-to-back situation for the Rangers. You want to have fresh legs and try to outchange the Rangers.
Kovalev, his shot blocked on the way in and cleared the length of the ice. He didn't get much of it, and Jason Holland cleared it.
He just snapped his stick right in half. Those great $150 one-piece sticks. They're one piece for a while.
Yeah, right.
Then they end up in two pieces.
Rangers, Nedved across the line. Tried to give it to Lindros. Lindros did get it. He sends it down the right side. No shots on the power play yet for the Rangers. Here behind the net, the pass over to Lindros. Now to Nedved, checked by Stumple. Nedved still with it. Nedved waits, gives it over to Messier. Messier fanned on a pass, got it back, got it to Nedved. Nedved to Lindros. Save made by Hewitt, and the puck bounces to the blue line, held in by Leach, but taken away now and cleared and tipped out to center by Stumple.
Excellent read by Cristobal Hewitt. He stayed big. He came out just enough, entire body in front of the puck.
Rangers Leach across the line. Frolov over to try and get it. Puck driven over to Lindros. Lindros left side. To the blue line it goes to Kovalev. To Leach. He shoots. Save made in the pad. Left leg pad. And the Kings with it. And it is cleared out of the reach of Belanger. 30 seconds left to go in the King penalty. 2 shots on the power play for the Rangers. Back they come to center ice. Kovalev leading them in assist and points. In front, a shot hit the side of the net. Ruchinski was driving in. Puck comes to the blue line. Held in again. Driven in deep. Rolls around the boards, and Ortmeyer goes for it. And Belanger tried to slide and knock it out to center ice. He couldn't do it. Ruchinski with it. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Pass in deep. Here in front, and it rolled away. Held in. Kings are back at full strength. Kovalev, his pass deflected over to Ortmeyer, and it's cleared by the Kings. They kill the penalty. They're going to get an icing call, but they still lead 2-1. Well, there's an actor I enjoy and a big Kings fan, Cuba Gooding Jr. here in Staples Center tonight. Kings with a 2-1 lead. Kings have only 1 shot this period, 7:20 elapsed, but I'm not worried about that, Jim. You don't need another goal if you keep the Rangers off the board. 2-1 Kings. Chase down in deep in the Ranger zone, but this is going to be an icing call against the Kings.
And I think the Kings, Bob, right now, their attitude, their mindset is counterattack. The Rangers, sooner or later, will have to take chances. Nextel direct connect, a connect on the pass, nice crisscross, and then very quickly, Straka pulls the trigger, slides right between the pads of the goaltender, Markkanen. That tied it up 1-1 earlier. Of course, Stumple has scored again on the power play. That was all back in the first period. Marty Straka on the board once again for the Kings.
Rangers win the draw in the King zone. They get it out to DeVries. DeVries has the Ranger goal tonight. He scored the first one of the game on the Rangers' first shot. Puck cleared by Stumple, and it slides just wide of the net, and an icing call against the Kings. Well, the Jason Allison Family Foundation will be hosting the 2nd annual Jason Allison's Kingpin Bowling Bash. It'll be on January 11th at the Palos Verdes Bowl in Torrance. For more information, go to that website, www.AllisonFamilyFoundation.com. Here is Gleason getting it up to Avery. Avery for the Kings. His cross-ice pass over to Stumple. Stumple was going to go off the ice on a change, and now he is going to change up. Here's Lindros, tipped off of his stick, broken up by Gleason. Now to center ice, and Sean Avery takes a hit, but he gets it down in deep. Picked up on the right side. Avery's out in front. They can't get it to him. Chris Simon has it now for the Rangers. Simon's pass deflected off a skate back in. It deflected off Sim, and then DeVries skated by and got a piece of John Sim. Pass to Simon, right side, dropped it back to Ruchinski. Ruchinski, his pass deflects in deep into the corner. Here's Greg DeVries to Lindros. Eric Lindros up the middle, penalty against the Kings. Shot and a save made. Penalty against the Kings, a delayed call. Puck taken by Simon. Extra man comes on. It's Messier. Here's DeVries up the middle to Barnaby. Save, Messier, score! Mark Messier came on as the extra attacker, and he ties the game on a delayed penalty at 2-2.
Yeah, the Kings a little bit out of sync right there on that last shift. Everything going wrong. Of course, the Rangers got the chance with all that time expiring to get the extra man on the ice as the sixth attacker. Down low, the Kings never could come up with a loose puck. Lindros keeps it alive, and there's Messier right off the pad of Hewitt. He ends up being the extra man. The Rangers have kind of, gotten back in the game by getting the big bodies out there. You see Gleason trying to handle Lindros. That's not going to happen. And with Messier off to the side, he just waits for that puck to come to him. The Kings were in a delayed penalty situation. The big bodies of the Rangers take over. They tie it up 2-2.
Well, Messier got robbed earlier on a short-handed breakaway by Hewitt, but Hewitt had no chance on that one. And the Rangers have tied it up. Messier getting his 13th goal of the year. Only his third in the last 13 games. Puck comes back into the King zone, and Bobby Holik with a check on Nordstrom, and the puck cleared to center ice. Taken away by Kovalev. Kovalev gets checked by Klatt. Kovalev goes forward again. Lindros and Barnaby get the assists on that Ranger goal. Now here's Holik. He's got Ruchinski on the right side and off his stick into the corner. Martin Ruchinski drops it back in deep. Holik goes for it. He is checked there by Corvo. Puck comes free, right side. Here's Martin Ruchinski again to Holik. He shoots, he hit the side of the net. Rebound, a hard check behind the net by Corvo, but bouncing off is Ruchinski. Threw it in front, taken away by Belanger. He clears it out to center ice. Chased down by Klatt. He's checked from behind by Ruchinski.
Rob, we'll see if the Kings can flick that switch. It's very difficult to do. You spend all that time we were just talking about in kind of a counter-punch mentality, holding a lead. Now the game is tied up. Can you flick the switch and try to go back on some offense?
And a penalty against Messier. High stick is going to be the call. He got his stick up in the face of Stumple. So Messier ties it with his 13th of the year. We'll be back.
Well, perhaps the break the Kings needed to get the offense back on track. Mark Messier, I said a break because it was an inverted high stick, but it doesn't matter. He's got to control it. Minor penalty, 2 minutes for high sticking against Mark Messier.
Third largest regular season sellout in Kings history, 18,542 here tonight, 10th sellout of the year. Here is Stumple. Stumple sends it across the ice over to Ziggy Palffy. Palffy's got Straka down on his right side, but he gives it up the middle to Modry. Modry back over to Stumple, now quickly over to Palffy, didn't get it. He has to hustle back and hold it in. He gets it into Robitaille. Robitaille didn't get the puck, comes through on the left side to Stumple. Stumple on the power play into Robitaille, back quickly to Stumple. Kings trying to regain the lead. Shot by Palffy, just wide. Rebound Robitaille to Straka, to Robitaille, to Modry. Modry in front to Robitaille, to Straka. Straka gets checked, loose puck, who's got it? It comes to the blue line and bounces out to center ice.
Well, everyone being part of this power play, everyone touching the puck, another example, good movement by the Kings.
Stumple with it, in front to Robitaille, now shoveled by Straka. Now Robitaille to Stumple. Stumple to Robitaille, save, rebound, comes back over to Stumple. It looked like play was going to be stopped for a moment. Puck comes up the middle of Modry, right side, Palffy shoots, saved by Markkanen.
Well, that last shot, Markkanen had a chance to see it all the way. Palffy takes the shot. When you can see, you'll make the save. But earlier, I think Marty Straka did a great job 2 or 3 times getting to loose pucks. It looked like a couple of times, as Bob said, the puck would be frozen by the goaltender, but Straka somehow found a way to get his stick on it. He kept it alive. A little change of players, but Ziggy Palffy stays out there on the blue line for the Kings on the power play.
He's at the right point, and he's got it now. He sends it in deep here behind the net. Cody gets to it, and it is tipped out to center ice. 8:24 to go here in the third period. Puck comes around the left side. Ranger zone. Roloff puts it down the corner. Now back to the blue line to Corvo. Now to Frolov. Frolov into Platt. Platt in front to Belanger. Couldn't get a shot. Rangers with it. They may have a 2-on-1. Here's Pascal Rayome. Rayome, left side, shoots, save Hewitt. And he gets it now to Belanger. And the Kings come back. Here's Belanger with 7 seconds to go in the power play. Kings try to get it to Trent Platt. He didn't get it. Rangers have it. And Messier is out of the penalty box, and the Rangers kill the penalty, and the game is still tied.
It was a 2-on-1 with a back checker for the New York Rangers, and Ziggy Palffy just put his head down and made it difficult on the Rangers. That's why Rayome said, I got to shoot the puck, because Palffy made up the ground to get back, help out defensively.
Almost a giveaway right in the slot of the Kings zone, but they got to it in time and got it up to Nordstrom. Nordstrom to Sim. He tips it in. Jussi Markkanen made the stop for the Rangers. Sim chasing down the left side. Taken away and at the point held in by Nordstrom for a moment. Now it bounces out to center ice and Nordstrom with it again. He drives it right back deep into the Ranger zone. 7:11 to go here in the third period. Chartrand put it in the corner. Greg DeVries took it away. DeVries gets checked. Holik comes in to try and get it. Now it slides on the right side, and the Rangers clear to center, knocked down by Nordstrom. Nordstrom pass across the line. Rangers with it again. There was a delayed offside against the Kings. Here is Kovalev, sends it into the Kings zone. And Jason Holland clears it all the way back into the Rangers zone. It's going to be an icing call against the Kings. 6:41 to go here in the third.
Mention that Rangers chance. Here's Ziggy Palffy right down looking for offense. The puck's going to go the other way. Watch him make up ground. Okay, it looks like a 2-on-1. Stop right here, guys. 2, 1, 2, 1 back. But watch Palffy. He gets back. He gets back. He gets back. He's not in the play yet, but finally he gets back over here. You can see the Ranger player Rayome decides, I've got to shoot the puck. Makes it an easier save, so to speak. Relatively easy. The shot off the angle.
Tim Gleason cleared it out to center ice. Puck driven right back into the Kings zone. Here is Matthew Barnaby. Barnaby threw it in front. Save made, and then Lindros got stopped. Lindros again. His pass left side. Shot from there. Knocked down on the way in. Held in by the Rangers. Palffy over to get it, though. He cleared it out to center ice. Malakoff back to get it. He couldn't hold it into the point. Now here's Lindros. His pass knocked down by Muir. Kings get it to Robitaille. Robitaille, pass ahead, across the line. Here's Stumple, shoots, save. Stumple again, but a penalty coming up. Hooking is the call against the Rangers.
Turnaround, transition, because the Rangers got themselves in trouble on a bad change. One of the defensemen changed, and no one picked it up. All of a sudden, the Kings had the chance the other way with Stumple. Palffy's pulled down. Kings will go on the power play. Game summary. Rangers get on the board first, brought to you by Jack Daniels. Straka ties it up 1-1, then the Kings do take the lead. Stumple on the power play, goes off a Ranger. Ortmeyer into the net. And just recently, Mark Messier picks up the rebound. That ties it up 2-2. 2 consecutive power plays, though, now for the Kings. Lindros off. 2 minutes for hooking.
Camilleri wins the draw to Modry. Down the right side. Kings trying to take the lead. Here's a pass down and deep. A save made by Markkanen on the shot by Camilleri. Camilleri goes for it again along the boards. Rangers have a man breaking. It's Messier again, but a puck comes up out of play.
Yeah. The Rangers were able to take one look up the ice there with Ruchinski. Messier was wide open right in the middle. So the New York Rangers are on a road trip they feel could set the tone for the rest of the year. Matthew Barnaby called it one of those make-or-break road trips to try to get back in the playoff race. Glenn Sather, his team fought back last night, tied it up with a goaltender pulled near the end of the game, won it in OT. They trailed coming to the third here. They're trying to do the same thing to the Kings.
Here is Trent Platt. Platt to Camilleri, now off on the right side. Kings have 1:33 left to go in the power play. Straka gives it to Camilleri, back to Straka, up the middle to Corvo. He shoots, deflected wide. Rebound slapped off the glass and out to center ice by Ruchinski. Kings have 1 shot on this power play. Kings tonight are 1 out of 5 with 10 shots on the power play, and again across the line. Kings get it back to the left point to Modry. Now into Straka. Straka, pass up the middle, tipped to the blue line, held in by Modry, but now taken away and cleared by Malakoff of the Rangers.
Now a full minute on this power play with the Kings with their first unit on the ice. Modry's out there right now. Stumple, Straka, Robitaille, and there's Ziggy Palffy on the ice. So a full minute to get it going with the man advantage.
Here is Martin Straka. He gives it to Stumple. Now to Robitaille. Now to Modry. Modry at the blue line. Back over to Stumple. Stumple to Modry. He shoots. It's deflected and cleared by Lacouture. Did a good job blocking that shot and then controlling it enough to clear it. 28 seconds left to go in the King power play. Robitaille shovels it over to Ziggy Palffy. Here is Palffy, but he got tripped up. He gives it to Stumple and offside. I think he stumbled over the back of Modry.
And the Kings do go offside. That is a sin when you're on the power play. For extended highlights and in-depth interviews, you can catch the Southern California Sports Report immediately after our game right here on Fox Sports Net. We'll have interviews down in the locker room. Peyton going back to Seattle. That's the glove. See what happens there. UCLA, Fresno State. We'll get the recap. Check it out right after the game.
Kings on the power play for another 16 seconds for the Rangers. Pascal Rayome took it away and cleared it past Holland. Now it comes back over to Nordstrom to Robitaille. Robitaille to Nordstrom. 4 seconds to go in the power play, and the Kings with one shot. They're going to be 1 out of 6 tonight. Philadelphia beat St. Louis tonight 7-2, and they were 5 of 6 on the power play. Here is Robitaille. Luke sends it in around the board. Comes over to Alexei Kovalev. 3:48 left to go here in the third period.
About the next couple of shifts, priority shifts for the LA Kings, there will be a TV timeout, but at the same time, you come off the power play when you don't score, usually that gives a lift to the opposition.
Nedved, his pass wide to the right side. Held in. Comes into Nedved again in the corner. Rangers in the King zone. Nedved pinned along the boards. Puck is still along the right wing boards as Ruchinski tried to move it. He got it to Kovalev. Kovalev with the blue line, and a shot from there deflects down to Klatt. Klatt's pass to Belanger. Here's Belanger to center with Frolov, but the Kings send it in deep as the goaltender Jussi Markkanen moves it off on the right. The Kings have Frolov in there, and he's got the puck. Frolov to Belanger. Belanger checked down the corner, still has it. He sends it up the middle, a shot and a save. John Tripp got the shot and a couple of saves by the goaltender Markkanen. Kings with it again. Frolov backhands it along the boards. Here is Tripp. His shot is wide. Karam's over to Corvo. Corvo on the right side to Camilleri. Camilleri put it down into Frolov. Frolov still with it, gives it to John Tripp. Tripp's pass off the side of the net and then off the boards, and Camilleri goes for it. Michael Camilleri still has it. And then Straka sends it in to Tripp. Tripp to Camilleri. His shot deflected into the corner by Bouchard. Straka goes for it. 2:15 to go in regulation. Bouchard behind the net. Straka took it away. Straka turns, waits, shoots, saved by Markkanen. He caught it waist high. It's 2-2 with 2:07 to go in the third. 4 of the Kings' last 5 games have ended in ties. This one is tied with 2:06 to go. They tied Phoenix, Colorado, Vancouver, and San Jose. The only loss in those in that stretch was to San Jose, 5-0. That's in San Jose as the puck comes along the boards left side, knocked down, and who's got it on his knees? It's Stumple. He can't hold it in. Comes out to Corvo at center ice. The Rangers tied it here in the third period on a goal by Messier on a delayed penalty that was being called against the Kings. Messier jumped on as the extra attacker, got the puck on the right side of the net, and he tied it up. Minute 39 to go. Corvo drives it hard around the boards. Robitaille trying to get down the corner. He can't. Puck is taken there by Mironov and moved up the left side. Now the Rangers get it to Messier at center. Here is Messier. Comes across the line. Modry took it away, and then the Kings get it to Palffy. Palffy moves it on the right side. The Stumple is shot, knocked down, loose puck. Rangers with it again, and it's cleared out to center ice. Holland quickly over to knock it away from Messier. Messier would have been offside, and the Kings have it in their own zone. Here up to center ice is Matty Nordstrom. Nordstrom sent it in, and the Rangers take over with a minute to go in regulation. 2-2 the score. Here's Brian Leetch to center ice. Leetch to the blue line to Lindros. He shoots, and it's deflected up high by Hewitt. Picked up at the left point. Shot tipped just wide. The Rangers got a shot by Leetch from the left point. Puck comes into Lindros. Now behind the net, wrap around in front. Shot, save. Barnaby got the shot. Pass up the middle and taken away as it went to Simon, and he didn't get it. Kings send it across the line. Belanger went down at center ice. Puck is behind the net. Here in the corner. Trent Klatt up the middle. Here's Corvo. His shot just deflected wide. 20 seconds to go. Corvo again shoots and a save by Markkanen. And the puck comes out to center ice. Taken there. Kings with it. Here's Nordstrom. 10 seconds left to go. Kings had a couple of chances. Nordstrom sends it into the Ranger zone. Picked up there by Leach. And we are going to go to overtime once again. Regulation ends 2-2. Some saves right at the end. Here's one by Hewitt. We'll be back. Bob Miller along with Jim Fox back here at Staples Center. The game is headed to sudden death overtime, tied 2-2. The Kings, 7th overtime in the last 11 games, and as we mentioned, they've had 4 ties in the last 5 games. So they are picking up points in those overtimes, but the Rangers came from behind tonight to tie it up. The Rangers won 3-5, and so are the Kings in overtime. The Kings win was against Tampa Bay. The Rangers win in overtime was last night at Phoenix.
And both teams start in the conventional 2-2. 2 defensemen, 2 forwards. At least that's at the start of this overtime period.
Here is Brian Leach for the Rangers. Steps across the King blue line. Leach still with it. His pass comes out to center ice. He was trying to get it over the left point to Poti. Poti had the game-winning goal last night in overtime for the Rangers in Phoenix.
And those are 2 offensive defensemen on the ice right there, Leach and Poti. Both guys looking to join the attack.
Kovalev's pass comes through to Leach. Leach, sharp angle, hit the side of the net. Puck comes into the right wing corner. Rangers in the King zone. Puck is picked up by Alex Kovalev. Kovalev's pass in, score! Rangers win! Tom Poti again! Second night in a row. Wins the game for the Rangers 3-2.
And almost identical to the goal last night. This one comes on kind of a cycle. Last night he scored on a Russia chance when he jumped into the play. Poti, we mentioned it just a couple of seconds ago, him and Leach, they both look for any opportunity to make it go. And there is Poti. He did a good job to get a lot on that shot. Frolov is with him, but Alexander Frolov just allowed Poti to get enough. You see the stick is not controlled by Frolov high above Staples Center. So the Kings had the lead coming into the third. They end up dropping 1 point. They will get a point out of this. Kovalev going one way, Poti going the other. And you've got to credit the defenseman for getting a lot on that one. But it was man-on-man coverage. The Kings couldn't do it. The Rangers win it 3-2 in overtime.
Poti with his 6th of the year. The assist to Kovalev and Bobby Holik at 39 seconds of overtime. Kings get 1 point. They have 41. That leaves them 1 behind San Jose in the Pacific Division. For Jim Fox's Bob Miller, Happy New Year, everyone. For more coverage now, let's go to the SoCal Sports Report. Carolyn Hughes and Barry La